Welcome to Trust AI Partners, where we dive into the cutting edge of tech innovation. Join us as we explore how AI automation is transforming industries, helping businesses scale revenue, slash costs, and unlock new levels. If you're ready to discover the future of AI automation, stay tuned and connect with us for a free consultation. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome Tom Walser, with over 3 decades of leadership in precision manufacturing. From CNC to high-performance dental products, Tom has built a career around delivering reliability, value, and U.S.-based innovation. From his early days at Mazik to running 2 powerhouse companies, MTI Dental and CNC Manufacturing, Tom brings a rare depth of insight into machine sales, customer satisfaction, and what it really means to scale intelligently. Tom, thanks so much for joining me. Why don't you kick things off by telling our listeners a little bit more about your journey and what you're focused on today?
Well, Jim, thanks for having me. Well, the journey's been long. Maybe machinist. Got out on my own, worked for somebody else for a little while, decided that I could probably open up my own machine shop and be as good as the other guy. So about 27 years ago, I opened up CNC manufacturing. We grew from a small garage shop with just 3 machines to now owning a 37,000 square foot building in Coatesville, PA, with 25 machines and 45 full-time employees. About 10 years ago, one of my customers, one of my customers, MTI Dental, was struggling with engineering and quality issues because some venture capitalists had got involved and they weren't familiar with how to run a precision manufacturing company. We just kept running into roadblocks or quality requirements that have to be met in that kind of industry. They asked me to step in. We made a deal, and I took control of MTI Dental. MTI Dental product is a handpiece manufacturing company. They make those tools that everybody needs. We make a wide variety of them, everything from the polishing tools to the scalers that clean the teeth to the actual high-speed drills that everybody is so scared of. We've been doing that fairly successfully for the last 13 or 14 years. We've done everything under one roof and did a lot of engineering and development change. In the meantime, while that was happening with MTI, I got CNC manufacturing ISO certified and AS 9100 certified. So AS 9100 certification is really the certification you need to get to be able to do aerospace work. The reason I did that is some of the challenges with different customers became harder to achieve because of a lot of Asian or overseas competition, I should say. And by doing aerospace, most of those parts are forced to be made in the US. And we do some government work, we do some medical, obviously dental's medical. And having that quality standard, like ISO 9100, sets everyone apart. You don't have as much competition. People are looking for that level of performance, and it changed their customer base. The majority of my clients now are Fortune 500 customers, clients that have deep pockets, are doing very challenging work, and need somebody who has the technical support to move that forward. So that's kind of the journey where I'm at today.
Got it. Okay. Now, how about in terms of technology, how does taking a look at your businesses now, or if you want to focus on MTI, wherever you want to focus, this question is fine. I'm curious, to what degree does technology play a place today in your day-to-day operations, order taking? I'll leave it there. What's your current setup, and who do you have implementing it?
CNC manufacturing technology is pretty severe. I mean, it's basically a robotics manufacturing company. So that's happening at a little bit of a higher level. ERP system is specifically designed our ERP system is specifically designed for that type of manufacturing. The main CAD/CAM software solution is SolidWorks, which is pretty much the national standard. And our quality control program, we're using Toyota software that is an SPC program that follows every aspect of manufacturing. Really, I can give you a record of every dimension of every part that we're manufacturing at any time. So that part of the company, I would say, on solid footing as far as technology. You have to be able to meet the standards of it. And those standards get updated all the time. There's all these protocols that we have to keep adhering to keep a certification. Yeah, it's a different game. MTI's they're really using a software product that I would say specifically suits that company as far as the ERP background. So we fell back to the QuickBooks system, and then we have another software called Lysis to manage the inventory because there is some FDA regulations you have to follow. The Lysis software and the QuickBooks software, reasonable, I would say. I'd say that Lysis is costing me about $450 a month. The QuickBooks is $500. The Enterprise Edition, which is the best edition you can get for QuickBooks. I use that for the front end. I'm looking at CRMs now for MTI because MTI, I should mention, is more of a sales organization than I have really been prepared for and I've had experience for. So you need to have a software that really helps drive the sales to the customer or help you support the customers in that way. And that's sort of where our problems are right now. We're experimenting with using inside and outside sales reps right now. We've experimented with mailers. We've experimented with, obviously, the old school with send out a bunch of email blasts to clients. Nothing's really been very effective. We do the magazines. That's been rather ineffective. We did the Google AdWords and some of those software programs that put your product in front of customers' faces. And that can have some positive effect. What we've discovered is the cost of it usually neutralizes the opportunity. So you end up spending as much money generating those sales through those internet-based sales organizations than you're getting. It's almost a break-even thing, where I find that very frustrating. So I'm really in the search for where to reach out and have a conversation with these dentists and clinicians to grab some attention to get my product in front of.
Let's zoom out for just a moment. In terms of the gross revenue, Tom, if you're comfortable talking about it, where are you at currently, let's say at a monthly basis, and where do you want that to be over the next 3-6 months?
Well, right now, I mean, CFC is about $400K, and MTI is running at about 70 to 80K. I would need CNC, in my opinion, to be running at 450. I know I can be doing 600 with the capacity I have. MTI, I absolutely think it should be doing 100K a month. I have seen it do 120K a month. But what happened is after COVID, there was such a big fall off in purchasing in the dental industry, and I can't quite understand why. Obviously, we didn't see anything during COVID because that's what really seen patients. Initially, there was a jump when it first opened back up, but it hasn't been the grab as it was before. Now, a lot of that is because Amazon and some of those bigger organizations are offering non-FDA regulated hand pieces to customers. And it's really frustrating because, well, it's dangerous, in my opinion. But because those products are available, the dentists sometimes don't know about the FDA regulations. And then go ahead and buy the cheaper unit or the knockoff unit of the unit You can literally go on Amazon and eBay and find an 18 dental handpiece that's a duplicate of mine that is in my company. So there's no regulatory body I can contact to get that to stop.
Got it. So these are knockoffs that aren't regulated or
Correct.
certified. Yeah, got it.
Right?
Talk to me.
Ask them. We have customers connect with warranty issues, and they give us a serial number that it's not ours.
Yeah, interesting. Talk to me about you had mentioned inside and outside sales reps. How many, and are they commission based or hourly based, or how's that work?
This is very new because I did not mention this, we've opened up a new division to try to increase sales. It's called Rapid Handpiece Repair. There's an opportunity right now because some organizations, purchased other organizations that do this repair work. There's a bit of a vacuum out there in the dental industry. So dentists don't just use an handpiece to break the door away. They'll send the handpiece out to be fixed by a vendor who's got the know-how, let's say, and the tools and equipment to fix them. Now, using the manufacturing handpiece, obviously I have all that. So I decided to attack it. I did some investment in training, research, and we have our staff ready to fix them. And the first way to get to those clients is to reach out with outside sales reps. So we've hired 2 outside sales reps, young go-getters. They are hourly initially with commission, and the idea is that as the commission increases, the pay increases. We've had some success with it. It's really a 3-step process. The way I've approached it is we have to do a mail to the region that the sales rep's going to attack. Then we do a phone call follow-up, and then we do a phone appointment. If you don't know well, just go and do a cold call. And when you do the cold call, drop off a card or a shipping container that the handpieces can be shipped back to us for repair. And at the same time, try to give them some documentation concerning MTI. Usually what happens is nothing when you first meet them, but a few months later, you'll get a box. It's posted paid box, so all you have to do is unfold it, put it together, slide your handpiece in it, and ship it to us. And we'll cover them within the time of receiving it, tell them how much it's going to cost to repair and how long it's going to take to get back. So it's a pretty robust, simple system that I think I could grow and expand in this region and even possibly nationally. There is a big gap in some of the services that are being offered out there for a dentist. And the thing is, they have a lot of these handpieces. Each dentist has, for each operatory, may have 9 handpieces. If one of them's out of circulation, it causes a problem for it. Because they're one using one sitting in standby and one's being cleaned in the other place. So these handpieces, and it's a big investment. Each one can cost up to $2,000 or as little as $400. But when you think about that, if you've got 5 or 6 operatories, you got a lot of handpieces involved.
No problem.
So the outside sales reps, we have seen sales, let's say the first month, the young lady got about $11,000 in sales. Thought that was fairly impressive. I have to turn this off if you want to.
No problem.
This thing is killing me today. So the young lady who was involved in it really was getting good numbers. Unfortunately, she had to go back to college. She got an option where they gave her a scholarship, and she went back to full time to get her master's degree. And I've since hired 2 other people. They're really just getting started. They're going through the training phase. I don't just throw them out in the field, really work in the office, understand the product, even have them repair hand pieces. They have to go through and really have a feel for what's going on. So if a dentist asks them a question, they can adequately answer that question. They don't always fall in the office and ask someone, but I think it's more intuitive if they could just understand what they're facing.
Hmm.
And I really don't have a better answer other than sending bodies out into the field to get some sort of market share at this point, because it seems if you can get in front of them and somehow get somebody's attention, you can get some sales. But
Yeah,
I'm looking for whatever the secret sauce is that doesn't cost me that much money and
sure.
actually make a profit.
And so if you're 0 to 10, 11 coming through your reps currently on a monthly basis, the other 60,000 is coming through ad placement.
A lot of it's repeat. NTI Dental's been around for almost 40 years, so we have a lot of loyal customers. Some of it's dealers, so do what's some of the dealers use our product with and put their name on them,
Mhm.
and we're fine with that. Some of it is just internet sales. We have a nice website that somebody can go to and buy our products. And some of it is just doing mailers and some cold calling.
Would you say, in terms of the mailers, is that single digit percentage of the revenue?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm about ready to abandon it.
Yeah. Okay. And are you're doing Google ads also to drive people to the website?
Yeah, that can get me about probably generates about 8 to 10,000 a month would be my expectations. Um, but really, it cost me about 6,000. It's just it's hard to see the value to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's understandable. And email.
Email blast can be somewhat effective.
And where are you getting the targeting list for that email outreach?
We bought a list. We found that to be a nightmare because the majority of it was frankly trash. So we had to spend a great deal of time filtering through the names and the people because the email companies like Constant Contact get very upset with you if you don't have the correct names and they get banged back at them. Also, we have the email list of our own current customers. So I probably have a solid 5,000 names that I'm very confident with will actually look at that email. That helps quite a bit. So that's really been where the names are coming from. Right now, I bet you my list is total 40,000 for this region, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's approximately 400,000 dentists in the U.S. right now. So I'm just scratching the surface there.
And for MTI, what's your total marketing cost on a monthly basis? Do you know what that is, or approximate?
I would say about 11,000 a month.
Okay, got it.
And that, probably, it's hard to put your sales reps in there, but they are part of the marketing costs.
Yeah.
So I'm not really including that.
And if you exclude your repeat business, based on what I'm hearing, tell me if I'm wrong, you're kind of breaking even with the marketing cost.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
That's why
Okay.
I'm dissatisfied.
Got it. Understood.
I could be selling a lot more, but I just haven't found a way to get there.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. We're going to circle back to that. Let me shift gears slightly in terms of the goals that you're setting forth. We talked about some of the revenue goals and what the capacity is for that. And then, of course, if you're able to hit those targets, then you'll gradually be able to, or naturally be able to increase your staff, right, to support that sort of demand. So I got that. Uh, are there any other forms of advertising that we didn't talk about that I'm missing?
Well, we do some dental shows. So there's 6 pretty significant shows nationally. The big ones in Chicago in February, and the other big ones in New York during Thanksgiving holiday. I don't know why they do it then. I don't know why you would have the Chicago show in February. um, but those shows are fairly significant, but expensive. To send 1 to 2 people out to a show and pay for the expenditure for shipping and all that, and it's around $10,000, maybe 12.
Hmm.
Like New York's pretty pricey. And then we normally, that's again, see pretty much a break even there. But
Hmm.
my opinion of the show is you kind of need to go to plant your flag a little bit to show everybody you're still there. If you
Hmm.
don't show up to the show, the other major players in this won't be aware of you, and you can't make some of the deals with some of the distributors. So we try to get to the bigger shows.
Got it. Uh, let's talk about the ideal customer profile. You mentioned distributors. Could we get a little bit more specific with what is your ideal customer profile? What is that target? Wait, what's the criteria around that?
Well, believe it or not, the best customer is a standalone dentist office. So I should explain there's really 2 different types of dentist office. There's a standalone that you would think of as like the bottom of the top dentist. That dentist is going to pay retail price for a handpiece because he's comfortable with that. That's a price he would get through a deal. Okay, so you're going to maximize your profit there. If I'm selling my handpiece to a dealer, obviously I'm not selling it at list price. I'm selling it at a significant reduced rate. Then the dealer, of course, you're selling larger volumes at a single shop. So if you can get into the mom and pop dentistries, you're in good shape. The other dentist office that are really hard to get into are the larger and the newer, it's a term, but it's basically what's happened is a lot of these conglomerates have popped up where, like Aspen Dental is probably the most widely known, where they have like 300 offices nationwide. And if you can get into the corporate office and speak to the buyer there, you have an opportunity to sell to all 50 offices.
Hmm.
So it's getting into that to see that gentleman, it's a real difference. So they don't have an understanding that you can go to that has any real connection with them, and I don't really think anybody purchasing goes to it. I think they'll go to the bigger shows.
Hmm.
They can make deals with some of the larger players. But we also, in my opinion, a superior product at a more reasonable price than some of the bigger dental handpiece manufacturers. And we're domestically located, where the majority of handpieces are not made in the US anyway. They're made in Germany or Japan, the higher quality ones. It's coming forward, but Germany and Japan have the best reputation. But I'm one of maybe 2 other companies in the entire country that still make handpieces.
Are any of your customers international for MTI?
Yes, we sell to Mexico, Egypt. I've sold quite a bit to Peru. Not quite sure how that connection came about. But people do pop up. It's interesting. I've had people contact me from Turkey to say, "Yeah, I need 25 of these." Anyone's out there comfortable with it. They know what they're going to get is going to work.
Hmm.
So, and specifically, we make this one handpiece that's designed to do multiple jobs that a few other companies offer. So some of the third countries want this handpiece because of its durability and its flexibility in doing lots of things. So one handpiece covers a job. So that's when we get some sales back. And then we
And,
go ahead, please.
well, I was just going to clarify in terms of your competition that are of a comparable quality and certified. You mentioned Germany and Japan. is your how is your pricing comparative to those competitors?
I'm probably half.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So right.
It's not price.
So yeah. So if you have a superior product and your price right and you're domestic, there's no reason why you shouldn't be selling to more of these dentist offices right here in the U.S.
Absolutely. The only problem we run into is the dentists who go into the Amazon and go for the Chinese stuff. I shouldn't say Chinese, I should just say basically Asian. Yeah. That stuff that they're getting there is better than my price.
So
So
do you think part of the issue there is the maybe lack of awareness from these customers in as to what they're actually buying
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
the
a lot
risk
of it.
involved?
And the risk involved. And then a lot of the times they stop by it when they have a failure. It's almost it's self they're setting themselves up to fail. Because eventually they're going to run into a handpiece that's going to just basically fall apart inside a patient's mouth.
Yeah, and I would imagine that these I want to call them aftermarket parts, maybe for lack of a better word, but uh, they are. I mean, not only could they hurt somebody, which could be a liability problem, which could have a hidden cost behind that for the dentist's office, but you also have the fact that if it's a lesser quality product, they're probably repairing it, replacing it at a much higher frequency.
Oh yeah, the life cycle is much smaller than mine. We've had handpieces sent back to me for repair that were 15 years old, and we can still fix them. We don't have to sell them back to the customers. The ones that are coming from overseas, uh, from Asia, they sometimes last 3 months. And the problem there, they just don't want to make that big investment because they look at that they may have 60 land pieces. Well, they have 60 land pieces for the price of what some of them cost for me. And now you do that five times more often. So it doesn't make sense.
I imagine you also have some type of warranty or guarantee standing behind the products, also, right?
Year, 2 year warranty on the whole thing. So
Yeah,
look at that. Nobody offers that.
yeah. And what? Just out of curiosity, what is the typical knockoff product on Amazon? What do those warranties look like?
They don't exist.
They don't exist. Okay, got it.
They may
Very interesting.
have it, but if they call, they're not there.
Got it. Okay. Uh, so in terms of the website looks good. You have the repeat customers as the bulk of the current recurring business. Um, it sounds like what you really need is a way to drive more traffic to the website. I imagine there should be maybe part of what's missing is an educational component to the people that are buying these faulty products, putting good money after bad, making sure that they're aware and cognizant of the fact that they could just buy the correct product from the start and be able to not waste the time, money, or resources on constantly trying to repair and replace these products, right? These tools.
Absolutely. That would be a significant help.
Okay. And if you were able to, I mean, it seems like with the salespeople that you have, knowing the amount of time it takes to hire, to recruit, hire, train, and retain salespeople, and all to find out maybe not for 3 months or 6 months, are they actually producing? Right? The amount of resources and money that gets put into that for a question mark down the road can be frustrating, if not costly, to say the least. It's,
Absolutely. That the first thing lady worked for me who I really respected and liked. I can't say how disappointed I was. I just think she was getting her feet, getting going, and really generating sales.
got it. Okay. Well, Tom, I think that there's no doubt in my mind that there are systems today, clients today, AI clients that exist where remediate a lot of the problems that you're bringing up. There are ways to be able to start with targeting a list in different databases that exist with parameters that are easily defined and get very granular, so you can zero in on your target ideal customer profile. For example, the small dentist office. You can limit the regions, territories, nationally, internationally, and be able to have that as a starting point. From that point, you're able to take that database of customer prospects, be able to filter out. Earlier, you had mentioned something about contacting people that don't want to be contacted because they're on some sort of list and there's certain laws that are in place there. There are ways to automatically remove all of those people to make sure that you have a premium list of people that are worth attempting to contact to find an interest in the first place. And then from that point, you can take that list of people and you can put that into an automation process. And I'll just give you one example. There are many where you can have an outbound cold email outreach system where that gets inputted into the AI client. And then you have a series of inboxes that are created on a custom server with your name, your business behind it, where there are emails that get sent that have been designed by AI to be able to elicit the right response to get people to respond to it, because that's how its metric is based or measured, is based on the response rate. And then it's easily measurable by the data on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, where you can make real-time decisions based on that response rate of saying, hey, I got 10 inboxes emailing out 10 different scripts from 10 different emails, where you're sending thousands of these per day. And we know quantifiably that there should be a certain percentage of response rate based on those emails from week one. And then the moment you see that below or above the threshold that we know should be there as a minimum standard, it's very easy to then say, okay, 2 out of the 10 are measuring a 4% response rate. Let's remove the other 8. Let's take the 2 that have the higher response rate, replicate that, because that's what's working. And then from there, you're able to optimize the response rate and then increase the number of inboxes that are sending these emails out, that are generating the responses that you need, and then fully automating the conversation as you, or as a representative of your sales team, or as a representative of your company, where they can have full length correspondence, conversations that go on for days, sometimes weeks, before the customer says, or the prospect says at that point, okay, I would like to get some pricing on this. And then there's an automated response for that goes into an automated booking service, where somebody pops up on a computer screen at a pre-scheduled time that was all inputted from AI to begin with. So you could have weeks of a conversation that transpired where your salesperson, or you, or whoever you designate, can just show up to an appointment 2:00 on a Tuesday afternoon with a person who's already saying, I have a need, I have a want, I'm a local dentist, and all I need now is pricing and to make a decision. Which any salesperson, as you know, Tom, there's nothing more you could ask for than to take all the legwork out and just have the prospect in front of you ready to receive product information and pricing. Does that make sense?
It would be excellent. It would be a huge time saver and give me the opportunity to get the product that I have to my customer. It would be awesome.
Okay. So just to sort of wrap things up for the conversation today, I think you've brought a lot of tremendous insights and information I'm sure the audience appreciates. I just want to make sure before we wrap things up, other than lead generation, driving sales, being able to make your marketing budget more efficient, get a higher return on that, be able to make your sales department more efficient, are there any other avenues of the business that you see could see AI, automation, technology potentially helping with, other than what we've already discussed?
In my manufacturing, in the machine shop, at CNC manufacturing, there's been a lot of discussion about using AI to help me schedule. So envision I have 25 CNC machine tools that are running on 2 shifts. Uh, some jobs only run for a day. Some jobs run for 3 weeks. It really depends on what's going on with the customer. We have constant changing delivery requirements from our clients. We're spending a lot of man hours inputting data into our ERP software that we can't seem to get our head around. And what we really pride ourselves in is not just great quality, but on-time delivery. And the challenge with this constant changing of delivery requirements from our customers, because everybody is a just-in-time manufacturer, which means nobody wants to hold any inventory until they need it. I sometimes get 10 email requests a day just to change a delivery, bring it in, push it out. If I could have some sort of tool that would take some of the human labor out of controlling the scheduling of the machines itself, I think it would be extremely helpful.
Got it. Makes sense. Well, there are definitely tools for that we can discuss on a deeper level. All right, that sounds good. Well, listen, Tom, it's been a real pleasure learning how MTI and CNC are evolving. Your approach to quality and customer focus is clearly baked into everything you do. Tom, let the audience know, where can people find you, and if you want to leave your website or a company, any information of where people can find you, or anything else that you might have wanted to touch on that we didn't discuss. Please go ahead.
CNC Manufacturing is in Coatesville, PA. Our website is cncmfg.com. That's cncmfg.com. MTI Dental is mtidental.com. Obviously, we're both in the same building. And Rapid Repair is rapidhtrepair.com. All of those websites, I think, are quite robust. As far as CNC manufacturing, we're always looking for industrial clients who need quality precision parts at a great price with on-time delivery. TI Dental sells one of the best hand pieces that are made. One of the few hand pieces made in the USA. I'm quite proud of the product, and we'd appreciate your business. In Rapid Repair, unlike a lot of our competition, we'll get your hand pieces fixed and fixed in a timely fashion. Thank you for your time.
We'll catch you on the next episode of Trust AI Partners.
Thank you.